after which the person is forced to take life. Now the time the entity is possessed and the person is taking life. If another person sees him doing that, then the curse goes to that person, and this curse spreads in some way. Now before dying, there's a very strange kind of smile on that person's face, and this smile is actually of the entity in that person. Even after death, that smile remains on the face of the corpse. That's why the name of this movie is Smile. Now, the way to escape from this curse is that when you and this entity have a curse, and before that, he possesses you and kills you. You have to kill any person. But yes, the condition is that a third person is watching you killing him, because in this way, the curse will go to him and you will be free. Now, in the same way, in Smile 1, a man had transferred his curse to another person. Then a doctor's patient also had this curse, and being possessed, he cut his own throat, because of which this curse went to the doctor, because he had seen his patient taking life. The doctor was worried about this and asked everyone for help, but no one helped him and no one believed him. Everyone was calling him crazy. That's why the doctor asked for help from his old friend who was a detective. When he investigated, he also found out about this curse, and also that a person who is in the grip of a curse dies in a week. Now the doctor could not kill anyone to get rid of the curse. That's why he locked himself in a house, because when he has no one, neither will the entity make anyone his prey, nor will it possess the doctor. And something went wrong. His detective friend came here looking for him, with which the entity got a chance. He possessed the doctor, with which he got a strange smile on his face, and he cut his own throat. The detective saw this, with which the curse went to him. Now the beginning of Smile Part 2 starts with showing this to the detective, who wanted to transfer the curse to someone else. To do this, he had less time, because he took the curse 6 days ago. That means he had only 1 day left, and whatever he had to do, he had to do it quickly. Now the detective did not want to kill an innocent person. That's why he targets bad people like goons and goes to their places. He took a goon to the gunpoint and went inside and asked the goon's brother, "You are seeing what I am doing, aren't you?" Saying this, he attacks the goon with a knife. Many times after attacking, he cuts his throat, with which the goon dies. It is obvious that the curse went to the goon's brother, but he shoots the detective. In his defense, he also shot, and by mistake, the bullet hit his heart. The detective got scared seeing this, because if the goon's brother dies, then the curse will remain on the detective. He ran and came to the goon's brother. Says, no, you can't die like this. But by shooting the heart, he dies on the spot. And seeing this, the detective, once again, the condition gets bad. What did I do? The curse once again remained with me. But then a boy came out of there who was a dealer who sold drugs. Whatever happened now, he had seen it all, because of which the curse had gone to him. And thinking this, the detective, thank God, I got rid of this curse. He was happy and was leaving when he saw 2 goons outside. He saw the detective and started running this way. That's why he closed the main door and tried to get out of the back door. But by the time he got in, the detective got out of there quickly. But from inside the house, a goon was shooting at him. He reached the road while struggling. That's when a car pulls him and blows him away. With his rattle, a thick line of blood was formed on the road, which looked like a big smile. That means his death was also due to some kind of curse. After this, we see the main character of the story, Sky. Sky was a star, a very famous celebrity. She used to be very happy in her life, but recently, she had an accident that her whole life was scattered. Her car had a very bad accident, which killed her friend very badly. Sky was saved, but she also got a lot of injuries. Her friend's sorrow was not forgetting her. Now her body will be completely fine. Was completely fine. Only the scars of the wounds were left, not only on the body, but it also had a lot of effect on her heart and mind, due to which she was very intoxicated. Now she used to be intoxicated before, but now a little more, and very powerful. Now her life went into darkness, where Sky's mom took care of her and got her out of all these things. That's why Sky finally decided to come back to her field, for which she decided to travel all over the world. That I will definitely come back. Now Sky decided that I will go to different places and do shows. Her mom is arranging this thing completely to help Sky. She also hired a boy who will work as her partner. Now when Sky was preparing for her show, suddenly she has a sprain in her back, due to which she was in a lot of pain. After the accident, she started having back pain. And here she shows as if she is absolutely fine and starts practicing the show again. Then she goes to take her pain medicine, which she secretly takes from her mom because that medicine was very powerful and strong, just like a high-dose drug, which was not easily available. So she tricked her mom and went to her friend to take the medicine, who was a drug dealer. And this dealer is none other than the one who got the smile curse, which we saw in the beginning. Now, as we know, that the entity was playing with her mind, so he also attacks Sky. He tells Sky that you are not the real Sky. Otherwise, how would such a big star come to meet me? Sky says, "Crazy, I messaged you before coming." And when he checks the message, he finds out that she is right. He leaves Sky and apologizes for his behavior and says, "Strange things have been happening to me for a few days. Anyway, you tell me, which drug will you take?" Sky says there is no drug. I just want my painkiller. After a long time, he comes out, but he was very scared because the entity was scaring him. Then suddenly he falls down screaming, and the entity enters his mouth and possesses him. Now Sky could not see the entity, so he thought that maybe something has happened to the dealer. Now the entity gives a strange smile from inside the dealer, afraid of which Sky moves back. Now the dealer stands up with a strong smile and starts hitting the gym plate on his head, that too hard, and keeps hitting until the bones in his face start breaking. And in this way, the entity kills the dealer, and because of looking at Sky, she now enters his mind. That is, she curses him. Now, because the whole body is controlled by the mind. So first of all, the entity controls the mind. After that, after controlling the rest of the body, she kills that person and does something like this. After seeing all this, Sky got sick. She vomits. She started calling the police, but stopped after seeing the intoxication on the table. She thinks that I will get stuck like this. The police will ask me, "What are you doing at the house of a drug dealer?" This is her. That's why she quietly leaves this place. She came home and calmed herself and went to sleep. But suddenly, with a voice, her eyes opened when she saw in front. She sees the dealer standing in the dark with a broken face. She got scared and couldn't sleep the whole night. And this is the first job of that entity, that she disturbs the sleep of the prey. First of all, the next day when Sky was getting ready for the show, she looked very tired and worried. Her mom asks, "You look worried. What's the matter, son? If there is anything, tell me." But Sky says, "No, Mom. It's not like that. She's just sad." On which her mom says, "You do one thing, message your friend, that you will feel better if he comes. Your heart will also get better." But Sky refused, because they haven't spoken for many months. They had a fight about this. Then after thinking a little, she started messaging her friend. She had sent the message, but deleted it, because she was hesitating to talk to him. Now she has a message from a stranger, who was asking her, "Were you at the dealer's house last night?" Which makes Sky very worried. But when Sky saw, there was no one behind him. He was just visible in the mirror. And suddenly the soul of the dealer holds Sky's face and makes a big smile, which makes Sky very nervous. But we can see that he was neither behind him, nor was he visible in the mirror. Rather, all this was going on in Sky's mind. The entity was scaring her by showing her all this. But Sky, who is unaware of this curse, she thinks all this is just her illusion, because she was not able to understand what was going on with me. Now Sky tells her mom that there is a problem with my dress. I can see a mark on my stomach, which is looking very bad. On this, her partner says, "Come on, Sky. This dress looks so beautiful on you, and the mark looks like a tattoo. Don't do this anymore." Her mom also said, "Son, what's wrong with the mark?" But Sky still says, "I don't want to wear this dress." And many of Sky's fans come to meet her, to whom she signs autographs and makes pictures. Everything was going fine, but then a crazy fan came there, who takes autographs on his t-shirt. And when he was making pictures with Sky, he started talking weird, like, "Your face is very beautiful, and I love you very much." He started doing weird things with her. So Sky takes him away, and the guards take him away. Now this crazy fan's actions were like the entity. He was the real man, because everyone could see he was just a fan of Sky. Now a girl fan comes to Sky. She doesn't say anything. She just smiles weirdly and keeps looking at him. She takes autographs on her t-shirt and makes pictures with Sky and starts going away. But while going away, she was smiling weirdly and was looking at Sky. Now the girl's face face was normal. Sky was worried about this crazy fan. She felt alone and called her friend, but the phone didn't reach. So Sky left a message for her. I am sorry for the old things. I'm missing you a lot. I want to talk to you. Call me when you are free. After some time, her friend called. Sky told her that she wants to meet her. Her friend said, okay, I will come. Now Sky's mood was fine. But then her water bottle fell down and broke. To clean the glass, she got a t-shirt, which was of the same crazy fan. When Sky went ahead and checked, the rest of the clothes of the fan were also there. And when Sky saw in front, he was standing in the dark without clothes. And now he started running towards Sky. Sky got scared. She ran towards the door to get out of the house, where her friend had come. She asked what happened, Sky. Why were you running like this? And when Sky looked back, the crazy fan was not there. Even her clothes were not on the floor, nor the glass, because the bottle was also lying on the table. This means that from the time the bottle broke to the time that man came running, whatever Sky saw, it was all her hallucinations. It was going on in her mind, which means that she was seeing what had not happened. Her friend says, you look a little worried. What is the matter? She says, I don't know what is happening to me. I see strange things. Then she tells him about the death of the dealer, that since I saw him dying, since then all this is happening to me. Such strange things. I see that I can't sleep. I am very disturbed. There are hallucinations and bad dreams. Her friend says, I will stay with you tonight. And when both sleep, Sky again has a bad dream at night, in which she sees the scene after her accident, where the car was upside down, along with her friend's dead body. She was also in a very bad condition because she was cut and her teeth were also broken, and she was crying loudly. Sky's eyes had been open for a long time, and now when she sees her friend sleeping with her, suddenly her friend also woke up, who looks at her with a strange smile. But the next moment, as she woke up Sky's eyes open. She saw that this was also my dream. Now it was morning. Sky tells her to come with me to the show, but her friend refused. She says, I have to go to another friend. Then her mom comes. She started getting angry at Sky. What are you doing here? Everyone is waiting for you. Then Sky also leaves. Now the strange thing here is that her mom completely ignored Sky's friend. Didn't even ask him how he was, although she was forcing Sky to call her friend. Now, why did she do this? We will know the answer later. Now, when Sky was doing the show, suddenly that entity started scaring her again, but this time in the form of her dead friend, which made Sky very nervous. She falls down, which broke her leg. She started screaming loudly. When everyone comes to her, Sky realized that nothing happened to me. I was absolutely fine. Everyone thought her actions were strange. Then Sky gets tired and leaves. She starts going to the dressing room. When she passed by Sky, he smiled strangely. Sky got nervous again. When she came to the dressing room, Sky was shocked to see her condition, because everything was scattered. Someone had ruined the whole room. Then Sky's mom and her partner came here. Sky shouts at her, why did you destroy my dressing room? Her partner refuses, that I didn't do anything, and why would I do this? Her mom also said the same. I didn't even come close to your dressing room. Now Sky's mom gets worried and asks her, what happened to you? Sky says, I don't know. What is happening to me? Everything is going wrong. I am not fine, and I don't want to do the show. Her mom refuses. She says, you have given your word to the producer. You have to do this. Now Sky goes to the show and starts giving speeches because the show was shut. That's why Sky starts talking to herself, whatever was coming to her heart, and her words seem very strange to the audience. Now Sky was stuck in such a strange situation that she couldn't understand what to do. But the screen started running again, and after seeing her, Sky starts giving speeches. But in the end, she said a very strange thing. She says, and now I want to call on stage Paul. After hearing this, the audience, even Sky herself, gets very shocked. Paul's dead friend, with whom he had an accident. Actually, the screen was fine. It never broke. The entity did this to his brain, that he saw the screen broken, and now his friend Paul, who was sitting in the audience, he stands up with a strange smile and starts moving towards him, which was only visible to Sky. He smiles strangely and comes close to Sky. Sky closes her eyes, but suddenly he grabs Sky, and because of this, she gets so scared that an old woman, she falls down the stage. Sky's mom and producer apologize to her and solve the matter. Now Sky gets a message from that unknown man, who tells her that you are in a very big, serious danger. I can help you. Come and meet me. Now Sky had no other way. That's why she goes to meet that man, who is a nurse. He tells Sky everything about the curse. Now Sky asks, how do you know all this? The nurse says that my brother has also been a victim of that curse, where he separate neck and died. Then he tells a very strange way to kill the entity. He says that as far as I know, this entity needs a host to stay alive, whom he makes his prey, and curses. Without a host, the entity cannot stay alive. And now you are its host. To kill the entity, you will have to kill the entity. But you will die for a short while. I will kill you for a short while. With an injection, I will close your heart. After a few minutes, when the entity dies, I will heal your heart and bring you back to life. This is risky, but it is possible, and it could be beneficial. Sky asks, "Are you mad?" He says, "Trust me, I am a nurse. Why should I put my life at risk? I don't even know you." Sky says no and leaves. But when she reaches home, a lot of people smile and follow her, trying to scare her. Sky tries to save her, but one of them puts his hand in Sky's mouth, with which he starts seeing his accident scene. Paul was driving the car, but something happened, which made Sky very angry, and she hits the steering wheel, with which he had such a bad accident, which means this accident happened because of Sky. She has been living her life. Now Sky's mom brought her to the hospital. Sky says, "I won't do any show because my condition is not good." But her mom refuses and starts pressuring her to do the show, about which they argue. But suddenly her mom's mood changes. She also smiles strangely because the entity had possessed her. She breaks the glass and takes a piece of glass and comes to Sky and starts attacking her. She tears her neck, mouth, eyes, which causes her painful death, seeing which Sky was very scared. But the next moment she saw that the piece of glass was in my hand, which made her understand that the entity controlled me and made me kill my mom. She gets very scared. Her clothes were full of blood, which could have put her in more trouble. She calms herself down and cleans her face, but there was blood on the clothes, which she wears a hoodie to hide. But the hoodie also showed blood. But in anxiety, she went out to run away. But Sky had already seen her partner. He started shouting, and everyone's attention started going to Sky. Some people came to catch him. Now Sky sees herself trapped. She runs away. Outside, Sky finds her friend, who asks her, "How did blood get on your clothes?" Sky says, "I don't have time to explain." Then at gunpoint, she snatches her car. Sky's friend says, "I will also come with you. I will drive the car because you are not in this condition." Both sit in the car and leave. But then Sky gets a call from her friend, which shocked her because her friend is sitting next to her and driving the car. Sky says, "Now my friend has called me," which means when Sky had left her message, she didn't get a call. But today she called, which means her friend didn't come to Sky's house. That's why her mom ignored her, because she couldn't see her. All that was visible to Sky, it was burning in her mind. And now she realizes that there is no one in the car with me, but she is driving the car. Now somehow she falls. She says, "I am ready for it. Please help me." That's why the nurse takes Sky to the freezer room, so that her mind doesn't get dead. He says, "When your body temperature drops completely, I will give you an injection, which will close your heart in 30 seconds, and you will die temporarily. And because your mind won't be dead, but will be alive, I will heal your heart again." Saying this, the nurse leaves, and she feels as if there is someone else here. Then suddenly drops blood drops. And when Sky looked up, there was her old form, which means when the accident happened, there was a seat belt on the back of the car, where she was crying loudly. And now suddenly, she falls on Sky and grabs her. She puts her hand in her mouth and starts possessing her because she was an entity, and somehow Sky controls herself. And after a few seconds, she puts the injection, and the entity starts screaming, and now Sky feels as if she has defeated the entity. But the next moment she sees there is no injection in her hand, which means the entity played with her mind again, which means she didn't even have the injection, and she saw it, and the entity starts taunting her and says, "Now your mind is completely under my control." And then the entity locks her up in a dark room. Then in the next scene, Sky sees herself on the stage in a show where millions of audiences are watching her. She also sees her mom in the audience, who is alive, which made us realize that when so many people attacked Sky in the room, at that time the entity had completely taken her under its control. And after that, we didn't know what she was doing, because if she was conscious, she would have come on stage wearing this dress, which she was refusing to wear. And now Sky sees her copy, which was no one else but the entity. And now the entity tears the copy of Sky's stomach and comes out, which was a very strange creature, which had no skin. It looked very dirty. It tears Sky's face, and in front of millions of audiences, Sky takes her life by putting the mic in her eye. And now, because millions of people saw her dying in a possessed state, it means that now all these people are cursed, which means that now the curse will spread like a virus, which will be a very scary thing. And with this scary ending, this film ends here. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this movie and what other movies or documentaries you want me to review next. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.